What's going on, YouTube? This your boy TK, the official man, and welcome back to TK Sports Talk, where we talk about the NFL and, more importantly, we talk about your Philadelphia Eagles, man. All right, so preseason game number 2 was over between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Cleveland Browns, and the score ended in a tie, man. But it's not important who wins or loses these games, as we know. What's important is what we can learn and how we can prepare to go into the new NFL season as we try to climb up back that mountain to get back to the Super Bowl as we start 0-0. Okay, a couple things going into the game. Let's just talk about the obvious. All right, let's not see the elephant in the room here. Okay, the backup quarterback position, Marcus Mariota, not very good tonight. Okay, and reports have been he's not been very good. He's been kind of like up and down. All right, now we know running is a big part of his game. Okay, and so it looked like in this game right here, he focused on really trying to make sure he delivered the ball and try to get through his reads and not try to run and force something to happen. Okay, and I don't know what to say about that because he just didn't look comfortable passing the football. Okay, he didn't look accurate. His timing didn't look like it was on point, and he didn't look like he had any type of real chemistry with the receivers that were out there. Okay, now these were some backup wide receivers. Okay, now I don't want to take anything from these receivers, and I don't want to take anything from Marcus Mariota, but I can't take anything from his performance other than it wasn't very good. Okay, speaking of quarterback play, Tanner McKee. All right, didn't know much about Tanner McKee coming out of Stanford, okay, and I'm not going to act like I knew a lot about him coming into this season, okay, but in the last 2 preseason games, this guy showed me something, man. I mean, I know quarterback talent. I know football talent, man, and this kid clearly has talent, all right, and he's playing with the third-string team, all right. It only makes me wonder how he would be with the second team, okay. This guy looks like he's poised, looks like he has command, looks like he knows where he wants to go with the football. He can throw his wide receivers open, and it looks like he can make every throw out there. Okay, it looks like he knows exactly how to run this offense, and what's even more impressive about that, I'll piggyback or segue, I should say, into Brian Johnson, the coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles, to be able to go from a Jalen Hurts or Marcus Mariota type of a system and then seamlessly go into a quarterback who doesn't have the same attributes as, say, a Jalen Hurts or a Marcus Mariota, okay? This is not a guy that's going to run the football. This is not a guy that's going to make a lot of defenders miss. This is not a guy that's going to be real elusive back there in the pocket, okay? But this is a guy who knows how to manipulate the defense, where his reads are, who his hot reads are, how to get the ball to his guys and put it where only his guys have an actual opportunity of getting the ball, okay? And that is something that you cannot understate as a quarterback, all right? That is your job, to make sure that you can put the ball in positions where only your guy can get it or nobody gets it. And for a rookie coming in here, I've been very impressed with what I've seen with Tanner McKee. All right, let's get into the linebacker position. Nolan Smith. Nolan Smith is looking legit, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Can we say that we have gotten another steal in the draft? I'm going to do a show on the last 3 drafts and figure out. Can you tell me, comment down below, okay? What players have been the best value picks that Howie has had? I'm talking not only picks 1 through 7, but undrafted picks as well, okay? Because I mean, we have found some really, really good players at some really, really great values in it. Nolan Smith at 30, okay? And it's our second pick in the first round is an absolute steal. There is no way that we should have Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith on our teams, but we do, okay? Now, Nolan Smith showed me a lot in this game, okay? He showed me good hand placement. He showed me that he was able to manipulate the edge. He showed me that he can go power to speed, okay? I think a lot of times we talk about speed to power, but when you got a guy like Nolan, okay, and you can push up on a guy and let a guy set for whatever bull rush he thinks is coming, and then you can quickly change directions and get around the guy on the edge like that, where a big man can't readjust and move his feet that fast, okay? So these are little small things that I noticed that I seen about Nolan Smith. I seen him be able to use his hands while he's going around the edge. I mean, he's going against the guy Jones, man, big 6'8", 340, 50-pound tackle, man, and the guy's got pretty good feet, and Nolan Smith was able to go around the gentleman. I don't want to call him gentleman, but go around the guy and also use his hand placement to make sure that that guy couldn't get his big, massive, giant, behemoth hands all on Nolan Smith to stop his pass rush. I mean, I saw some moves. I didn't just see a guy who was just trying to get around a corner or just try to sneak underneath the edge. And unfortunately for Nolan Smith, he got a little injury out there. Okay, now it looked like he might have hurt his play on one of the plays where he just almost got the sack, but it almost looks like that when he was chasing the quarterback out, when the quarterback broke the pocket, it looks like he was bringing him down and another player came in and smacked into the quarterback, and Nolan Smith wound up getting a stinger in the shoulder. And if anybody's gotten a stinger, anybody out here who's played any kind of football, man, a stinger is just that, man. It stings for a little while, and sometimes it may take a little time to get that feeling back in your shoulder before you feel like you can go out there and actually function with it right. And rightfully so for the Eagles to hold him out for safety precautions. This is the same arm, I should say, that he had that pec surgery on, and there's no need to put him out there. The kid showed enough. We know what Nolan Smith is about. Let that man get ready for the season. Nakobe Dean is looking good, okay? Anybody who had questions about Nakobe Dean, is he big enough? Can he handle this? Can he handle that? Listen, Nakobe Dean is a playmaker. He's been around the football. He knows how to line guys up. He knows how to be the general out there on that football field, okay? Now, he might not be the prototypical size, 6'3", 240 pounds, 6'2", 240 pounds, but that hasn't been the prototypical size linebacker out here, okay? All right, because we need guys that can cover. We need guys that can get in. We need guys that can blitz. We need guys that can move around on the football field side to side. And that's what the game is. The game is not 3 yards in a pile of dust like it used to be. There's not a lot of downhill runs coming, okay? It's a lot of outside zone. It's a lot of inside stretches. It's a lot of stretch zones. It's a lot of get to the perimeter, okay? And then it's a lot of look for the cutback, all right? So it's not a lot of power. It's not a lot of ISOs, not a lot of dives, okay, that are coming straight at you, okay? So at 5'11", 235 pounds, okay, but you're able to diagnose, you know how to cover a running back, you know how to cover a tight end, you know how to time your blitz up just right, you know how to disguise your coverage, you know how to get behind your tackles, you know how to line them up so that you can get in there and shoot the gap like he did when he caused his fumble on Thursday night, okay? Nakobe Dean is a playmaker. Do not worry about Nakobe Dean. Now, if Nakobe Dean starts not playing well, y'all can come back on my Twitter, y'all can come back on my YouTube page, and y'all can leave as many comments as you want to. Knock yourself out. But Nakobe Dean is a football player, man. All right? Cut it out. All right. Now, speaking of Nakobe Dean, who is going to be the other inside starting middle linebacker, man? Okay, I'm going to be honest, all right? I wasn't overly impressed by what I saw from the linebackers on Thursday night, okay? I thought Zach Cunningham played well, but I also thought Zach Cunningham had a lot of time out there on the football field to play well. I thought there were some plays where he was just a step behind on some things. I thought there were some plays where he did pretty well. I didn't love him blitzing. He didn't get home. If you're going to, the thing about blitzing as a linebacker, okay, ladies and gentlemen out there, if you're going to blitz, you got to get home. And by getting home means you got to put pressure on the quarterback. You cannot get caught up in the line being blocked by a guard or being stopped by a fullback or a running back. You have got to get through there. You've got to time it right. Don't let them see you coming. All right. That was one thing I didn't like. Now, Christian Ellis. All right. Now, I hadn't seen Christian Ellis play. I didn't watch a lot of him play last week. Okay, and I've been hearing a couple different things about him in practice. And I'm gonna say this. I was pretty impressed by what I saw about Christian Ellis. I was impressed by him making his tackles. I was impressed by his diagnosis on the screenplay. I was also impressed by his coverage skills ability, and that's been one thing that has stood out in practice that's been reported is how well Christian Ellis has been able to cover. Okay, and I was thoroughly impressed. I almost thought that he did a better job than Zach Cunningham. Now, I didn't see a lot of Myles Garrett play last night. Okay, I'm not 100% sure if it's because him and Nakobe Dean are playing the same position. But when Nakobe wasn't playing, I'm not quite sure that I saw a lot of Myles Jack out there last night. And also, Nicholas Morrow, wearing number 41, I thought he was a safety. Didn't even realize he was the linebacker. Didn't love any of his play. Didn't like how he scraped. Didn't like how he shed blocks. Didn't like how he shot the gaps. Didn't like him in coverage. Didn't like him in the run fist. I don't think Nicholas Morrow is going to make this team. All right, safety position. Still trying to figure out where we're going at safety, all right? I'm not quite sure, okay? We all know that Reed Blankenship is the man, okay, at the one safety spot at the free, okay? But who's playing strong safety, all right? All right, we know everybody's getting a turn rotating in there at safety, and Sidney Brown is the fans' favorite, the odds-on favorite to win the position, okay? But I'm not so sure that Sidney Brown's going to start right away, and again, the Eagles have had the luxury and still have the luxury. We still enjoyed the luxury of being a Super Bowl caliber team with having great players all the way across the board, so that the players that we draft do not have to come in and start right away. I think Sidney Brown may benefit from being able to sit there and still be able to process the game, because this is a player who just wants to play 100%. All right, and what the problem with Sidney Brown right now is that his mind is not fast enough for his body. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? Once his mind becomes just as fast processing the information as he wants to run to the play, then he'll be able to slow it down just a second and then run to the play, and after he's already diagnosed it, and make something happen. The problem with right now is that Sidney Brown is a little bit all over the place, and he's someone that you can put in the trick bag right now, okay? Because he doesn't fully trust everything that he's seeing. He's in the NFL, and these NFL coordinators are smart, man. They give you a lot of eye candy. They'll make you think that, oh, you got a quick pick coming up, or this receiver's getting ready to cut off his route here, so you think that you want to break it in on a dagger route, but whole time, okay, here's this over. Here comes this over route, okay? So you breaking in on this, but you don't see this coming behind you, okay? Now, you done came down from where you're supposed to be, and now, whoop, touchdown, okay? And we can't have that right now, all right? Now, as much enthusiasm as I love that Sidney Brown plays with, all right, I think Terrell Edmonds is suitable to play this position, okay? It's looking like also Kayvon Wallace, all right? Kayvon Wallace, he's been here. He's homegrown as far as being a draft pick, all right? I would love to see him get an opportunity, but I understand that we paid Terrell Edmonds free agent money to come in here and compete for a starting spot, all right? So let the best man win. Now, as for the running back situation, man, all right, well, I wanted to see Trey Sermon get another chance to carry the football, and things started out a little rough for Trey, man, because he had a nice screen pass. It looked like he was going to pick up some positive yards, and then he fumbled the football, man. Fumbled the church's money. Trey, you cannot do that. You cannot be a guy on this team trying to make this team and be the fourth running back on this team at that, and be out here fumbling the football on a team that preaches job security, okay? But one of the things that I was encouraged by was the fact that Jalen Hurts was the first person to go over to Trey Sermon and let him know, hey, listen, you got more opportunities in this game here tonight to make up for that. You trying to get on this team. You can't let that be the thing that keep you down, because if you do make this team and something like that happen, I'm going to need to know that you're still in the game. So get out there and make something happen. And what did he do? Trey Sermon got out there and made something happen. He had a kickoff return, not so great, but when he got a chance to touch the ball a couple times, on his third time touching the ball after that fumble, took it to the house for a 33-yard touchdown run. Okay, very nice run, very nice patience that he showed, and once he got through the line, he was able to bust it and get out to the outside where no one could catch him. Okay, this is a guy who has rare speed and size at the running back position. Okay, this is like a younger Rashard Penny. All right, now I don't know if Rashard Penny is going to make this team, but I do know one thing, okay? If Trey Sermon can have another good game like that, that gives the Eagles some flexibility on whether or not they want to either keep Boston Scott or let him go, or they want to keep Rashard Penny or let him go, okay? It's not a guarantee that Rashard Penny has to make this team, all right? And odds on out is that Boston Scott is the one looking out, okay? Boston Scott is due $2 million this year. He's the highest paid running back on this team and is the fourth running back, okay? Now, just understand it from a business standpoint, okay? You don't got to understand it no other way more than that there, okay? You're the highest paid running back on my team, and you're the fourth running back. So if I need someone to run the ball, you're going to be my fourth choice, which means I probably won't never get to you, which means I probably shouldn't have you as the highest paid running back on my team, which means I probably should cut you. All right? So just follow the tea leaves, man. Follow the money. All right? Just like with anything else, what do they tell you? Follow the money. All right? Speaking of injuries, okay, another key injury to our secondary, Zach McPherson, all right? Now, I'm not sure exactly where Zach McPherson was on his depth chart, okay? He had to be either the third, fourth, or fifth corner, okay? Because we know Darius Slay and James Bradbury, okay, and Avonte Maddox. So he had to be fourth or fifth, okay? And it seems like Josh Jobe is holding it down at that fourth corner. So that leaves him out at fifth, all right? Now, he got hurt, so that leaves another spot open. Now, we got some young, hungry corners, all right? But the problem is how many corners are the Philadelphia Eagles going to keep? Now that Zach McPherson is out, and it looks like he's out for the season with a torn Achilles, okay? Now that he's hurt, who are the Eagles going to keep? Are they only going to keep 5 DBs or are they going to keep 6 DBs? That's a really good question because I really think that maybe we go light at another position so that we can go a little bit heavier in DBs because we have Greedy Williams, you got Keely Ringo, you got Eli Ricks, and you also got Mario Goodrich. Okay, now, how many of these players can we keep on a practice squad? Okay, now, does Greedy Williams just not make the team? I kind of can see Greedy Williams not making this team, okay? All right? I like what we have out of Eli Ricks. I don't know if we can hold him on a practice squad for a whole season. And Mario Goodrich was a player that was here last season, and he's done nothing but improve himself. And I love the way that he plays out there on the field. And to be honest, I've been more impressed with Mario Goodrich and Eli Ricks than I have with Keely Ringo. I mean, Keely Ringo, he's got the size, he's got the speed, but he just doesn't look like a football player out there. I mean, does anybody understand me what I'm saying here? Okay, he doesn't have the football instincts. It's just not the natural instincts. Now, I'm sure some of these things could be taught. All right, and he can get a little bit better of a feel. But when people say that Keely Ringo is tight, I don't know if it's necessarily just the hip placement. I think Keely Ringo is tight because he's tight. What's up with that, man? I don't know what's going on, man. But I don't know what's going on with that, man. But it'll be interesting to see what the Eagles do. Do they keep 5? Do they keep 6? And now that Zach McPherson's hurt, who is going to get that roster spot that was not going to be able to get one before?